What's up, guys? It's December 2nd, and I sat this morning. I didn't see anything. It was cold. It was really cold. I see one squirrel over there, but no deer. There was 11 of them in here the other day, and I haven't seen anything in a couple days. So we're gonna do some scouting and see if we can't find a deer, find a buck. Most hunters right now are sitting in trees, on field edges, or tucked inside the same timber pockets everybody else has pounded since October. But today's scouting mission proves something crystal clear. If you're willing to think outside the box and use critical problem-solving skills, you can get on deer in places 99% of hunters never even step foot in. Here's our little ground blind set up under the bridge. When you get a heavy snowfall, 5-6 inches or more, it doesn't just make the woods look different. It changes the entire layout of a deer's world. And if you don't understand how that shift works, you'll end up hunting yesterday's patterns while the deer are already living somewhere else. In native grass country, a big snow acts like a bulldozer. All that good thermal bedding, the tall grass, the warm pockets, and the subtle depressions get smashed flat overnight. A place that was a 5-star bedding area on Tuesday becomes a cold, exposed mat by Wednesday morning. There's no more structure, no more overhead cover, and no more windbreaks. It's just wide open. And deer feel that instantly. The first thing a whitetail does in that situation is reassess its safety. Deer don't just bed somewhere because it's comfortable. They bed where they can survive. When snow flattens their primary bedding cover, they don't sit there toughing it out. They shift, they move, and they relocate to places that still give them security. Well, Amber's got to work today. This buck looks killable. It's kind of just his tracks going in and out. Not a lot of deer back here. It's probably a good thing. So we're gonna slip out of here. We'll make a plan to get back in here and try to kill this guy. I kind of figured there would be a deer back here. Came back here a couple times during turkey season. Well, there was definitely a lot more deer in here until all this snow fell. All this snow took down a lot of those native grasses, canary grass, and so on and so forth. And there's just not as much cover for them to hide in. I would have to believe that is why they've moved out for the most part. Couldn't leave without getting the river in there. It's like pretty dramatic looking. Need the diabetes medicine guy. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with whitetail fever? If so, you may be entitled to compensation. You're not. You won't get anything. Little deer ran all the way back towards the road. I just jumped it again. Could be another deer, I guess, but I guess it would have to be. I probably could have shot that there. Look around again, bro. Don't think I don't shoot 60 all the time. Anyways, jumped another deer. Oh yeah, there it is right there. I bet I could hit that thing. How far is she? 72. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're out on some irrigation ditches and on some public land. And we're watching these irrigation ditches for deer. Where I'm at, I actually jumped a buck coming in here, probably a little 100-inch basket rack, 200 yards from the vehicle. So that just goes to show how close they'll sit to these access points. They'll lay right by these access points and watch them. So it's pretty chilly out today. I think it's 20 degrees and fairly early, 8 something in the morning. But I'm gonna get over here and break the spotting scope out and see if I can't see something on this back ditch line, and we'll go from there. So you guys stay tuned, and hopefully we get into something today. Today, I hunted/scouted a property that most guys overlook immediately. All native grassland, big section of cut corn and soybeans, with multiple irrigation ditches intersecting. There's no trees at all. And because there's nowhere to hang a stand, almost no hunters even walk out there. The average hunter looks at that landscape and thinks, no trees, no stand, this spot is completely unhuntable. But that mindset is exactly why bucks are using it. I stepped into that grass, walked maybe 200 yards, and immediately bumped a 3-year-old buck out of his bed. There was fresh tracks everywhere, big prints, fresh droppings, heavy trails running up and down every ditch, and the whole time, all I could think was, this is exactly what I saw 2 days ago on a completely different property.
So that was where that buck was bedded that I jumped up. Kind of out here in the middle of nothing. No trees, just switchgrass and canary grass, ragweed.
On the 27th, deer were living in the middle of a cut cornfield, bedded in an irrigation ditch like it was their personal bunker. So instead of treating that like a random fluke, I treated it like a pattern. I asked myself, if they're using one ditch system for safety, why wouldn't they use another? That's the difference between hunting and thinking while you hunt. These ditches give deer everything they need: cover, wind protection, a perfect escape route, and zero human pressure. Hunters avoid the open field because it doesn't fit their idea of what good deer habitat looks like. But bucks don't care about our ideas. They care about survival, and the safest place on the landscape right now are the places nobody wants to walk. So here's the lesson. If you want to kill a deer when the late season gets tough, you have to think outside the box. You've got to be willing to drop the comfort, forget the tree stand, and go where other hunters won't. Ground hunt, use the terrain, hunt with a theory, not hope. Today I found bedding, food, travel routes, a convergence of ditch systems, and zero pressure. That's a killable pattern, and the only reason I found it is because I treated scouting like a problem-solving mission instead of a walk in the woods. Late season rewards the hunters who think, not the hunters who stick to the same old routine. So the next time you're not seeing deer, change your approach. Be willing to walk into those overlooked spots, because sometimes the place everyone ignores is exactly where the buck is lying. And that's why after a heavy snow, you'll often see deer show up in spots you haven't seen them in all year, like the irrigation ditches, the drainage cuts, the swamp edges, thickets, the brush piles, even the middle of big ag fields, if the contours are right. They're looking for any place where the snow didn't take away structure. And here's the part most hunters don't realize. This isn't a small adjustment. This is a seasonal home range shift. A deer's home range isn't fixed. It flexes and it expands or contracts based on food availability, pressure, and weather. When the snow wipes out their bedding security, deer are fully capable of shifting hundreds of yards, or even a mile or more, to find a new core area. That's why a farm can go cold overnight, and it's also why another farm can light up overnight. The deer didn't magically appear. They relocated because the habitat changed. As hunters, this is where being observant pays off. When the snow hits, you have to rethink everything. Where is the remaining vertical cover? What terrain didn't get flattened? Where does the wind stay off them? What pockets of grass or brush still stand tall? Where is the food closest to the new bedding? Because if you can identify the bedding that survived the storm, you can find the deer that moved with it. Heavy snow resets the game board. It reshapes the landscape, and the hunters who understand that, the ones who adapt quick and start thinking about new bedding, new travel routes, and new daily patterns, those are the hunters who fill tags when everyone else says the deer vanished. Snow doesn't shut the deer down. Snow moves the deer. And if you move with them, you'll stay one step ahead.
So I forgot the rangefinder last night. Left it in the cup holder of the ground blind in the seat. So me and Amber came up here. I kicked up a deer, just kind of barreling ahead, not really paying attention. She saw it run down the hill, and never saw it after that. Hit that drainage and got out of there. But they like to bed up right on the edge of the river up there, so I knew that. Wasn't paying attention. Oh well.
I wasn't paying attention when I first started recording you there, babe. My bad.
A couple days ago, big old doe.
I don't know what time it is. I need to put my hand warmers in my gloves.
12:09. Here, let me take that. Why you do that?
I didn't stop it because my gloves was too big. And then the light.
It's cold. We might see something down there.
I thought I did when we first walked up.
And we bedded on that riverbank today in that sun.
I always think I see them.
Me too. It's alright.
I always think I see them and hear them and that they're coming and then I miss them.
Well, maybe we really are. I thought I just heard one too. The snow was falling in the river yesterday. Oh, did you get it?
Yeah. I just didn't want to drop the camera.
We didn't bring a grunt call, binoculars, nothing. Got a bow though.
And a camera.
I think that's that freaking year and a half old little forky horn, cow horn looking buck I got on video the other day. This should be about his size. Alright, so if you ever set your bow in the snow, before you start hunting again, make sure you don't have any snow inside your nocks, as it can stall you getting that cleaned out for the half a second or whatever you need to make a good shot.
These hand warmers don't do nothing for your fingertips being frozen.
You gotta put them on the back of your hand, on top of the veins. Here, let me get this on and I'll take it. This is where that intersecting ditch comes in, right up here. And you got that thick buckbrush stuff behind it. Should be something laying in there, but I'd almost guarantee they've already pegged us by now. If not, there'll be one up on top of the hill, more than likely. Whether or not we see them, I don't know. Usually in a situation like that, they slip out before we got there. So they'll lay on these banks because it's higher than everything else. They love bedding up there. That's a pretty good spot for a stand right there. Right on them, where that ditch comes in, intersects.
That would have been bad. I just about ate.
What is it?
I just about ate. You missed it.
Yeah, I almost slipped a couple times.
I thought I heard one blow up there.
12:30. Just for future reference, the way that looks back there, that is 100% great buck bedding. It's got a mixture of everything with the stems, all the different plant life coming through there. And it's still holding on after a big snowfall. Like this right here would make a killer ground blind setup. For sure. They probably bed all around this thing, honestly. The eagle, babe, eagle.
I got what I could. Sorry.
Good job. Well, the buck I want you to kill lives back there a couple 100 yards, but I don't want to go back there and booger him up for no reason.
Yeah.
Muzzle loader starts Saturday. Try to slip in there. It's all right, this just turned into a squirrel hunt. Got my squirrel arrow. All right. Break time, babe. Union mandated break. This place is beautiful during turkey season. It's just starting to turn green. That last weekend though, it's starting to get bad. There'll be freaking nettles in here that tall. But that's all it is nettles. Like you could go through with a weed eater and clear a path pretty quick.
I must say the hand warmers don't really do shit. They help a little bit, but
Try my gloves. My hands are warmer.
mine are girl gloves though.
I don't really need them.
Yeah, you do, babe. There's some. You're like, I'm not wearing them. Absolutely not, Amber. They just got little fur on them. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not bothered by that. I got video. I took the boat down to the other side of the property, and then this was all flooded. So I got video of me paddling back up through here, and it's like 6 feet underwater right here. Should have went back in there and went fishing. Like it was, the whole river was chocolate milk flooded. Then all back here was like clear, slower moving water. I bet the smallies were just stacked in here, boy. But I didn't. I was more worried about turkeys. I'm not a turkey freak, but they are fun to hunt.
I want to kill a turkey. But I want to kill a buck too. After that one got away. Oh, that still makes me mad. It was right there.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like fucking bison a day.
I told you though that year I missed 4 weeks in a row. One every week for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, every time I've gone out, I've had an encounter with one, but never that. I shot at one, missed, went to shoot at the other one, but forgot to take the safety off. Like a dummy.
Well, that's why I started shooting my bow so much, because especially when them big ones come in, you get all jacked up on adrenaline and your brain ain't working right. So it's just got to be automatic muscle memory, really. Like playing football or baseball or softball, cheerleading.
Yeah. True.
I mean, you can't even really see the ground blind in there.
I like this setup. I definitely think I want to try it here with the crossbow.
Yeah. I think once all this snow melts, they'll feel more comfortable coming back in here. Because right now, they're just a big brown spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always find it funny how the deer always follow your tracks.
Right? I thought that was odd too. This is right where I was telling you is a good mushroom hunting spot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I found a bunch of mushrooms down a little further. Well, they were goose hunting over there last weekend, so maybe that had something with pushing the deer around. All right, everybody, that is gonna do it. I'll be back at it again tomorrow. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button. It says 98% of my viewers are unsubscribed. Just makes me feel better. But if you don't have time, I get it. And That being said, I'm going to get my little butt to the house, get warmed up, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Later.